important to all of us.
Mr. President.
Senator from New Jersey.
Well, I think this is the problem. I think we have just witnessed here what the problem is. This should not be a situation where Americans are being hurt. And right now, Americans are being hurt. And we've heard it from the senator from North Carolina. We've heard it from my colleagues from Connecticut, from Ohio, and from Hawaii. We all agree. Americans right now are getting hurt. And so we don't have to do that. But we've just heard one senator, and I imagine other Republicans agree, reject a simple idea. Let's not hurt folks. Let's stay here for 3 days and just extend the unanimous consent so we can stay in our seats and get this work done, work something out. Easy way to go forward, nobody gets hurt. That was objected to. We said 1 day, 24-hour period. Hey, let's do 1 day. That was rejected. Senator from North Carolina made a suggestion that made me stand up straight. I love that suggestion. He suggested that we stay through the night. Instead of having people stressed and worried, instead of people having missing works, missing paychecks, let's stay here all night. Let's make everybody feel uncomfortable. I would work on that unanimous consent as well. But it seems like the senator from North Carolina has refused his own idea. And this is what I don't understand, because I agree with the senator of North Carolina, who keeps pounding about the military, when the military itself, the Secretary of DOD, through the spokesperson, has said a 4-week CR, and if I remember the quote exactly, would be wasteful and disastrous. So if military leaders are saying what we are doing is wrong, let us not kick the ball down the road 4 weeks, and instead stop hurting people and get the work of the Senate done. I am willing to stay here all night. It sounded like the senator from North Carolina is willing to stay here all night. And so we stand together today to say, let's minimize the damage of this. Let's do what we can not to hurt people. And that brings up the unanimous consent that I'd like to ask for. If 3 days is rejected, if 1 day is rejected, if just staying here through tonight and working on this as a Senate, facing discomfort, facing exhaustion to get this done is rejected as well, then let's at least take some of the most vulnerable people in the United States of America off the table. And that's why I have an amendment to permanently extend the Children's Health Insurance Program, providing funding for community health centers. And the reason why I say this is because somehow our children, our most vulnerable children in our country, have been pushed into a political debate, which it is a political debate because nobody denies that they're in favor of providing health care for our children. This program expired 112 days ago. And for those of you who think that this is going to cost us money to provide health insurance for children, it doesn't cost any money. The CBO actually said it saves the government money. Why? Because something every one of the 100 of us know, that when you protect children, neonatal children, babies, when you give them adequate health care, you actually save long-term health care costs. So here's something that would provide millions and millions of dollars of savings, take vulnerable children and states who are worried about providing for those children, that anxiety out of this political debate. If we can't do something for our most vulnerable children, I don't know what that says about our body. This is a moral moment. 112 days this bill has expired, and somehow, suddenly that's been put into a 4-week CR at the time of a political debate. It seems to me that we're trying to use our children as a political pawn. There are so many kids that are being affected by this. 9 million nationwide, 159,000 kids in New Jersey, about 47,000 in Hawaii. Senator from Ohio, about 197,000 in Hawaii. I believe this is something just common sense. It should be a matter of just conscience. And so I'd like to make sure that the children in this political fight are not hurt. I'd like to make sure that our community health centers in both rural spaces, urban spaces, all over our country, our community health centers serve 25 million people nationwide, 300,000 veterans. If we're concerned about our military, we should also be concerned about our veterans. And 7.5 million children in our community health centers. Let me say again, America's community health centers serve 7.5 million children. Let's fund them both, move them off the table, not inject them into a political debate to be used as pawns for leverage to do something the United States military, Department of Defense, has criticized what we're doing right now, what the proposal is, 4 weeks. So, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent. The Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 36, H.R. 1301, the Stabenow, Casey, Brown amendment at the desk providing for the permanent extension of the Children's Health Insurance Program, a 5-year extension of the Community Health Centers Program, and extensions of other expired Medicaid, Medicare, and health extenders be considered and agreed to. The bill, as amended, be considered, read a third time, and passed, and the motions to reconsider be considered, made, and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.